Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is Steve coming back with another Unity and Blender video. And this session we're going to be going over a few different things. You may notice I've got more objects in the game. I'll be showing you that. I've also added grass to the field. It's actually all built directly into Unity, so we'll go over that. And of course the zombies here, I'll show you some of the movement and things I've discovered with some videos I watched online. So it's still kind of progressing forward, so I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to run this and demonstrate this. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. You can see the grass right here. I've added grass over there and so forth. Haven't done anything new with the lab. It's pretty much the same as it was. You notice there's now a bridge here. It goes all the way across the water there. And of course you saw the zombies earlier. Now this is what I wanted to this is a really cool thing I demonstrated. So I added a bunch of these. So what they'll do is they'll follow you wherever you go. Whatever you have that's within their sights, pretty much. And what that means is you can actually set what's called a nav mesh on objects where the zombies will walk on and other places where they won't. So watch this. I'm going to go up here. This is going to be crazy, but they're all going to walk up here and follow me. They'll follow your direction too. They'll figure out where you're going. I'll go up here and show you. Here they come. They're all going to come after me. I'm going to go higher. I'm going to get them all up here. Watch them come up. So it's kind of a smart AI built into Unity. It's basically a script that Unity created. And these guys are a little aggressive here. They don't have any noise to them yet. I just wanted to demonstrate that it's pretty credible what you can do with Unity. All these ugly faces coming after me. Now if I go up here, they won't follow me up here because I don't think this is part of my nav mesh. They get confused. When they're not doing anything, they get confused and they kind of just walk around. Oh, I know why now, because that cable down there isn't part of the nav mesh. So I need to add that in later so that the zombies can recognize. Now they'll follow me down too. Oh, I didn't know there was another one coming. I'll wait till he comes up here. He's a little bit slow, I guess. Now we'll go back down and watch all these zombies come down after me. There they come. There they come. Whoops. Watch them come out. They'll also walk around the walls too. They won't walk into the walls. They're smart enough to figure out if you're hiding back here or something, they'll walk around wherever they can get to you. I think that's so cool. It's a pretty cool script. The only thing I notice is they're traveling in gigantic packs. That's because they're all, they're kind of a little bit spread out, but when they get together, they kind of all just like swarm at you like that. And they look kind of funny, I guess. So maybe they'll figure out how to divide them up or something. But that's just because they're all centralized on one location, and that's your player. So they're all zeroing in on the coordinates for my player here. Oh, I didn't also mention I added these sidewalks too. Let's go around this building and see if they... Watch how smart they are. You go right back here, and they'll find the quickest path to you. I think some might come out the side. Let's see. Let's see if they go around it or not. Nope, they all actually went the same way. Okay. It's because they're all under one object. I don't really have, like, they're all separate walking patterns. And then later we'll add we have the bullets in here, but we'll add the ability to shoot them and begin the zombie fiasco here. So here's the rest of the sidewalks I added here. I think I need to change their height too. Let me see. see if they're like pushing me in the wall. I can't move. I wanted to see how big they are compared to that guy. Yeah, I'll probably need to raise their height a little bit. That's their original default size. They'll also walk around this lady here. They won't knock her down or anything because she's just static. And over here is another, these people are aggressive. Here's another mesh building I added. It's from a 3D Max. Just, I found it on the asset store. And where are you guys going? These zombies are also assets directly on the asset store. You can download just by clicking up here in the corner. Actually, I don't have it on right here right now. I'd have to maximize this, and it's right here, the asset store, and you can download them right here. So now you probably imagine you want to see the script that does all this. It's real simple, and it was just a script I copied from somebody online that said it was free to use, and it was already originally created by Unity anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this a second here. That's the statue I added too. So a couple of different objects there, and we're going to have to load the script. Just realized I didn't load Visual Studio. I still need to fix these errors. You may notice there's some errors. This is related to some spawning I did before, and I need to go back in and remove that script. I guess I'll just load it from these variables are not used. This object, we saw that one earlier. This is the zombie. And if you see, if I click on him here, let's type in zombie. It's right there. These are the new ones, I believe, right here. So I got one click there, and you can see that's the zombie rig 10. I just basically duplicated these, so that this object refers to the zombies. Probably want to rename that one. They called it this object. Let's call it a zombie. I just noticed they don't even use this one yet. So like I said, it's part of an ongoing script that somebody was writing, so apparently we probably don't even need that one. But the main thing we needed was the FPS controller so that they know where to go from. So it starts, I guess you could say it starts from here and it moves over to the FPS controller. I changed that, but I didn't see anything change. Let me see if maybe because I didn't save it. Anyway. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you one thing you have to do is in order for this to work, you have to go up here to navigation, and you see how that blue is area? Those are all the highlighted areas there where the zombies can walk onto. Anything that's not, or actually I'm sorry, the blue is the opposite. The blue is the areas that is not affected by the zombies, while the other area that you can see the buildings and all that, that's not blue. Those are the areas where the zombies have to walk around. Those are called the nav meshes. So I didn't set this on river as one, so you may have noticed if I go inside of here in the game, I can show you later, the zombies will get confused and they'll start walking around. They won't be able to walk in the water. I guess I didn't want them to walk in the water, but we could if we needed to. What's really cool about that, let's say you're making a game and you had like a shark or something, you could keep him just confined to the waters only by doing that. And that way he wouldn't end up on the land or something. That's kind of cool. So what you do is you basically go up here. I won't need to do it here, but you click on bake here, and at the bottom you're going to click on bake, and it's just going to basically bake in all of these objects here so that they're recognized as a nav mesh that the zombies can walk around or onto or whatever. So that's essentially all you have to do there. I mean, I guess I could do it, but it takes a long time to do it on my computer, so I'm not going to really do it. But if you want to do it, just basically go to navigation. You can also go to the window, I think it was. Yeah, window navigation if it doesn't appear there, and you can make it appear there for you. And that's, you can also change these values in here. I guess this is probably how far the zombies pick you up. I just noticed that. So I could probably go in here and change this and determine how far away they have to be before they see me or whatever. But anyways, you bake in the areas. Once you have the areas, you just drop in the script there and you're good to go. I mean, it's that simple. I think for fun, we'll probably just stick a zombie in the water here. We'll duplicate one here, Control D, and move him in the water so I can show you what he does. He'll be stuck there. He won't be able to go anywhere. He's now stuck in the water forever. And trying to see if there was anything else. Oh, and also when you, that's right, I almost forgot. When you go here to a zombie, you also have to add the nav mesh right here. Nav Mesh Agent it's called. And you can just go down here and just click on Add Component. And you just type in nav. I just typed in nav there, like that. And it'll come up like that and you just click on it. We don't need a double one, but basically it's telling you can't add one because there's already one there. So you'll add it, and that's going to be how the zombies are determined by using that nav mesh, which works directly with our code over here, of course. With this one right here, the nav component. See, nav mesh agent, that's the one we just added, and the nav component is what that that's all about. So that's a pretty cool thing. So I guess we'll run this again, and we'll go look at that zombie. He's in the water. Now let's see if he comes after me. He shouldn't be able to come after me. I think he'll walk toward me, but he won't be able to walk off the grass if I'm not mistaken. Unless, of course, I add it as a nav mesh. I'm pretty sure he can't. Yep, see, he's stuck. He can't get off the water. All the other guys are moving directly on the nav meshes that are accessible to them. Now, if I go in the water, only this zombie can chase me. The other ones just dance around and do whatever. Now, he's stuck. Oh, that's interesting. So apparently, because I don't have the nav mesh, he just kind of gets stuck in the water and he can't really pursue me. That seemed to be my safe point. I could go up here and then suddenly they'll start walking again toward me. I guess I didn't show you the bridge yet. I'm going to show you that next. Come on, guys. I'm the leader. Follow me. Now, there's something wrong with my bridge where the zombies can't walk all the way up it, but I'll show you how far they can get up. Like you saw them earlier walking up in the lab. I have to go ahead and I have to... This is really interesting. If I go up on this, watch, the zombies will actually climb up on this. I thought this was really interesting. I thought for sure they would have walked around it, but they actually have the ability to climb up something. Here they all come. Now, Unity's got a pretty smart script here for this Nash Mesh Agent. See? They just walked up on it. If I fell off, they would follow me that direction. Now, if I go down, you'll see them jump down. But the funny thing is, they go all the way back down. They treat that one as a non-nav mesh agent once you drop back off, and they have to walk all the way back down. Probably because I don't have this added as a wrap or something. I don't think I unwrapped it in Blender. So they're pretty slow. They're going to walk, but they're going to walk up this just like you saw them walk up the stairs earlier. I added some concrete-like textures to this bridge. We'll have to wait for our slowpoke zombies to come. But they'll get stuck right here, I think it is. Or over here, actually. This separation, for some reason, they can't cross this. Now, if I stay here, they'll freeze, so I'm just gonna... I don't think they'll come after me if I do. Actually, they will. Okay. Well, they'll get stuck right when they get there. So I need to figure out why they're getting stuck there. It's really funny. And I do have this bridge identified as a nav mesh, too. I'm pretty sure. But they'll never get past it. Just dance around on each other. So we're going to ignore them for now. We're going to go check out the bridge. If you've ever played Half-Life, there was a bridge in Half-Life. This one kind of resembles and reminds me of like when I was on the Half-Life bridge. Like we're at the top of the bridge instead of below it. Because in the original Half-Life, you were walking under the bridge. I added these little cars on the building. So the zombies are not coming. It's a pretty gigantic bridge. And I also have these extruded, but for some reason it's not. It extrudes this part, but it doesn't extrude the rest of this over here. It should be. You'll see it comes out right there. So I'll need to fix that in Blender. And then over here at the very end, I have another building, which I didn't show you yet, but it's going to be a place where you can go in the game, of course. Now, I could walk in it now, but if I walk in it, I'll get stuck inside of it, so I'm probably not going to walk in it. Because it's incomplete. I haven't really gone ahead and fixed everything yet. It's the most recent object I've added. The bridge is a little funny too. You can see some of the spokes here. I need to fix some of those. I'm still working on that. there's my building. I could walk in it, but I said I'm not going to walk in it, although you can see in it here. And I'm going to add stuff inside of here. But I'll get stuck if I walk in there, so I'm not going to go in there right now. I'll give you an idea of how big this bridge is too. Oh, I just almost walked inside of it. If I walk inside, I'll get stuck. So I think once I go past that point, I get stuck. Unless I fixed it. Maybe I fixed it. Nope, I'm stuck. I knew I was going to get stuck if I did that. And I can just jump over it. I have the super jump enabled. I'm just going to jump off the bridge. Give you an idea of how big it is. Now you can see how massive it is. We're right up next to it. And also I added a collider on the water so we don't fall through the water anymore. Essentially. I guess next thing I'll do is I'm going to show you how to add in the grass. Something new I learned. You may or may not know that. So I just figured for those who don't know, we'll just find an area where there needs grass, like maybe over here somewhere. I'll just put it on the edge here, I guess. And what you do is you go ahead and you click on the ground so you can activate the terrain that's already part of the ground. And remember, the terrain is when you add the component over in the game object here, terrain. Well, we're not going to add another terrain, but you can add the terrain there, and then you can decorate it with these are like the mountain things that you pull up the little mountain shapes. But we're not going to do that. We're going to focus on and here's the trees for those who want to know. So you basically go like that, and that thing is too big. No trees defined. Oh, I have to edit trees. I didn't realize I had no trees on this side. So I guess I could show you this. You have to assign a tree. And then you get this little menu here, and you have to go down here and find the conifers. Where are you guys at? Right there. And then you add them. I just double click them. And then now we have the conifers added, so I'm going to change this brush size here. So we can just drop in some trees if we needed to there. Now we got some trees on the shore. And then next we're going to be adding some grass here where it's missing. That's what I said, we'll do it right over here. So it's just the next one over here, this one. Now I currently already have the grass. Like what you do is if you don't see it here, you just go to edit details here and you add grass texture. And just like before, we hit this little circle thing here. And I'm just going to hit the G key to navigate to G. Actually, it didn't work, but anyways. Scroll down to the G here, and we have a bed one. We have that one, so let's try this one. We'll just add a different one, I guess. It's like the same one to me. And then basically you can change the brush settings right here, so you don't make it so big. You can have it smaller, bigger. You can change the opacity for how far you want it expansed. And then just like that, now we're adding grass in. I'll probably put some under here. Oh, looks like I already got a spot there. So all this back here is already added, but that's how easily you add the grass. I did add a little bit over here too. I could probably just erase that. That probably doesn't look so good. And there's some over here. You could add some over here. You know, just kind of build your world. You could change the brush size, make it larger, get it more expansed. Now it has a visibility range. You can only see so far. I don't know if there's a way you can change it. I haven't seen anything in here to do that. I think it's probably something to do with the environment of the game. But that's also going to affect your FPS rate and all that too. So I don't have the fastest graphics card, so I don't really bother with it. But there's how you add the grass. we'll save that. Save scene. I know these are supposed to be Blender videos. I have to think of some Blender thing to do. We could do a simple bridge. I started working on one earlier. I imagine people might want to learn how to build a bridge. So you just start with the simple cube. We'll make this the base, the columns that you saw earlier, and just go down here and change this for the scaling. That's a good size, maybe a little bit bigger. And then there's just an arrow so you can move it over. And then we can modify these individually. And if you go back to the actual game, you'll see that in this one here, that they have the little, they kind of stick out a little bit there. And that's just basically extruding that's done there. So you basically just go here. You want to put this in edit. You can either go down here to select edit, or you can hit the tab key, move it, and alternate back and forth. Make sure next you hit the control tab key together to make sure it's in face mode, so that you can see it highlighted like that. When I click on it, it activates what's called a face on each side of the cube. And the face allows us to go in and make changes and, you know, just start doing all kinds of interesting stuff with it. So we kind of go back here. Now we hit the Control L to highlight the entire cube. W, subdivide. Now it should be on all sides. There it is. Now we got it right. And we go down to the, where's that menu? Right here. Now it's on all sides like we wanted. And W again, subdivide again. And we just have to redo some of our stuff. We can take some shortcuts here. Speed it up a little bit. Whoops. Okay, we're back to the side view with the number 3 on the numpad. And you're going to hit E 0.3. We got that side. Now we can go back in and actually do this side now, finally. You can also hold the control key and press 3 and it'll move it to the other side. Flips it alternatively. So E 0.3. Oh, something went wrong here. Oh, I already had the other side highlighted. So I forgot to highlight this. So it's going to always keep track of what you've already currently extruded. Now we can go back in and do this side. Oh, I did the wrong side. Actually, I wasted my time. I should have just meant to do this side. Okay. And I just noticed we have this on the top. This wouldn't have been good if I left that. You never want to leave anything highlighted like that, or it's going to extrude at that specific point. Wherever you see the orange there, that's where it's going to begin the editing part. In this case, our extruding part. This would have really messed up our cube. Make sure there's nothing on the bottom. We got a little bit over here again. I think we're good. Okay. Extrude, side view 3, extrude 0.3. There we go. Now we have it even on both sides. And now we can go back in and we can easily duplicate this. This is going to be a simple bridge. So we're going to go over here to our modifiers menu, or toolbar here. And we're going to click on this little wrench. You'll see add modifier and you're going to click on array. And it's actually going in the wrong direction, so I'm just going to take this down to 0. We wanted to change it over here. We're going to do 3 of them like that. And then you just go up here to count, because there's currently 2 of them, and click that arrow again, so the more you put it's just going to add more of them. And we only need 3 for now. Maybe 4. I guess it'll be a simple bridge. Well, that's kind of interesting. We'll add 4, I guess. And then here we're going to add a new cube at the top, so we're going to select on top of here, and we're going to go to object mode by hitting the tab key or just pressing down here again. And we're going to center our cursor here so we can begin our new spawning point. We're going to hit the Shift A to bring up this Add Mesh menu, and we're going to select Cube. We're going to scale down this cube. I'm first going to move it up a little bit here. Center it a little bit. And hit this little scaling thing. And now we can spread this out for a bridge or a street or whatever, or road. I think that's pretty good. And I'm just going to put it into position now. Changing the, clicking on the arrow there again. Bring it down. You can go into, press the 1 key, or the 7 is top view. I think it's 4. No, it's 3, I guess. Yeah, 3. To bring it into the right ortho so we can drop this down so we can see it is equal. Okay. And next we're going to add, you've seen this before, but we're going to add the little railings here. I'm going to add a different railing because I saw one on YouTube that I was really interested in. Kind of goes across like this and it has spokes in the middle. So I think we'll do that one. So Shift A to bring up that little menu again. And this time instead of a cube, oh actually I forgot to put this in. You want to always go out of edit mode. You want to go back to object mode, Shift A. And then we're going to use the cylinder. And over here you'll see vertices. We're going to change the number of vertices so we can drop this down, because you don't want a lot of vertices when you're creating stuff. Now watch this. If I go all the way down to 0, it turns into something you'll recognize. I don't know why it didn't go all the way down, but it turned into a triangle. It's supposed to turn into a cube. I don't know why it didn't. But anyways, we're just going to make it look like a column. That one's probably good right there. So it doesn't have so many vertices on it. And then we're going to scale it down. You can hit the S key to scale. S is in Sam, or S for scale. Like that. Maybe scale a little bit more. So it's small enough. Looks like a pole. Not too big. Move it over a little bit. Now we're going to increase the size. We're going to position it. That might be kind of big. Now scale it down a little bit more. I guess that looks good. Now what we're going to do, what we did before, we're going to add the modifier, which we already have selected. Remember, it's just this little wrench. Then we hit array, so we can start, adding this. And these are the colors, red, green, blue. So this is X, Y, and Z. So we know we're going to need to expand it on X. That's this one right here. We'll find the starting position. Oh, also we need to move this into position too. It should be at 0. Like that. I guess that's good enough. And we're going to increase the count. Now we're going to add another cylinder here to the top. So we'll go back to object mode, or just click on this. Set the cursor position and hit Shift A again. And cylinder. And once again, actually it's already defaulted to vertices, so we don't need to change it. But we're going to scale this and we're going to rotate it in a minute. So hit the S key. Scale it down. Something like that I think might work. Maybe a little bit smaller. I think that's good. And then we're going to hit the R key, and what we want to do is we want to rotate it. So currently it's setting at this position, at X, so we could probably rotate it at X or Y, I think. Let me see. Which way we want to rotate it. You can get it to the side to see which way you want to rotate it. So we want to rotate it this way, so we're going to rotate it on the X. Red, green, blue, X. So rotate, you hit the R key, you hit the X key, and you just type in 90, and there you go. It's on its side now. Now you can see it kind of on its side there a little bit, and you can expand it here, like setting those scalings again, changing them down at the bottom there, and start moving our little railing in here. Looks like I need a little bit longer. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to duplicate this by hitting Shift D, but we want to duplicate it on a specific axis that we can scroll on. And you'll see right now the axis is on Z, I believe. It's on. Let's get to the front view here. Whoops, 3. And hit the Control to get to the front view like that. I think that's it. Oh, it's actually 3. Just hit the 3 key. And then we're going to duplicate this for Shift D. I think we can do it on Z. Yeah, Z. And this one I'm going to do is I want to create that railing like that. We're going to make this one a little bit skinnier. So we're going to go down here and change our scaling on it again. And move it on a little bit so we can kind of see it. I think that looks good. Hopefully it's not too small. And then we're going to go back to 3. And then we're going to duplicate it again on the Z. So Shift D, Z. And then now we can move this down. Create our little railing there. And then now we can actually duplicate the rest of it. We're going to duplicate all this and we're going to move it to the other side. So we already have this currently set. If you look over here, you can see what's already set. It's already got this cylinder. And we can click on this one. Hold the Shift key down so you can select more than one, so that they're all selected like that. And we're going to go to the top view here. And you can see that we want to rotate it on the X, because that's what the red's pointing to. And we're going to hit Shift D and then hit the X key so it stays scaled at that position. And now we can move it over, and you'll see that we now have 2 railings on both sides equally. So that's how simple we created a bridge. We could add the top part, but that's a little bit more complex and would probably overextend this video. You could add a center part here, though, if you wanted, like I did, by adding a center and then adding a circle in the center of the cube. But I think that's good enough because this video is already 44 minutes long. I don't really know what else I could really do. You could add a ramp here, too. What you do is you go over here, you select the position, make sure it's in object mode, or just hit the tab key to switch back from edit to object again. And then we're going to hit Shift A. And this time you're going to select curve, and you're going to select path. And you'll see what it is. It created this little line going here that we can alternate or alter. And then we're going to rotate this at the X. So we're going to rotate it. So hit R, X, 90. Oh, did I do that right? Maybe it's on the Y. I guess I needed to rotate it both. I had to rotate it on both. Okay, so there we go. Now what we've done is we created this little curve here, this path, and you can actually see when I go into edit mode here, you look real close here. I'm going to put this here so we can see this. You'll see these little dots here, and you can move this and alternate a path for it, how you want it to look. So if you wanted it to curve down, like you saw my bridge curving down, you might just want to drop it down like that. And then you go over to this vertex, you could drag this down. You grab this one and move it down to kind of create a path for it. And then we're going to move it out here a little bit. Just go to object mode so you can move the entire thing. You can kind of see what it looks like now. Like that. And then you have to go in here, you have to hit Shift A again, and you're going to set this to a circle. And the final step is to now modify this into something that you can actually see. And this was probably a bad example. You probably should just use the cubes, but I wanted to show this to you anyway. You go up here beside the little wrench, and you click this little, I don't know what this is called. It says data object. But it's basically like a curve, and it'll add like a piping to it, or like it'll surround it with a mesh when we click on it here. But you have to go down here to this bevel object, and you have to select Bezier circle. That's the circle we added, and now it's modified to that circle, so you can kind of see it created a little tubing. Maybe add like a tunnel or something we could go through. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that's really cool. We'll make like a tunnel. So I'll go back into edit mode here so we can kind of equal this out a little bit more. You can see when I change it, it's changing the shape of that however I want it to look. And we're going to scale it. So go to object mode and hit the S key, scale a little bit more. Look at that little tunnel. I think that's kind of cool. I like that actually. You could scale it more. You could scale it on the X. Oh, is that the Y? The Y, there you go. And make it look a little bit larger of a tunnel. He gets into the bridge, he's got this tunnel he goes through. I think that's kind of cool. I might add that in the game. I like that. We could add more of these down here at the bottom. Just click on them, and then you go back to the add modifier, and you can just increase the count again. I think that's kind of cool. So I'm just going to call this something. Go up File, Save As. You can just call it Bridge Tunnel. I don't know. Yeah, the other thing you want to do too to make sure you can use the textures in the game, I've showed this many times before, but you want to add the UV mapping. You just go over here and grab this little line thing here in the corner and click on it with your mouse and drag it over so that you can see another window, and you go down here toward the bottom, and you're going to change this view mode. You're going to change it to UV image editor so that we can unwrap it. And essentially, this is going to take a while, but we have to click on each of these to unwrap it. You just click on, like I clicked on that plane and I hit the U key as an umbrella, or for unwrap. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go into edit mode. Click the U key when you're in edit mode, unwrap it. You don't need to do anything with that one, just leave it that way. And then we'll go to the railings next, I guess. You have to be doing into each individual ones. Go to edit mode, and U unwrap. And go back to object, U to unwrap, unwrap, oops, unwrap, unwrap, and just keep doing it with all the objects until you're essentially done. Whoops. Got to unwrap that one. And then down here to the bottom, you only have to do this once because you're unwrapping the array modifier, just like kind of how you did up there. This one I like to UV Smart Unwrap. It kind of organizes a little bit better. And then now, the last thing we gotta do is our tunnel. Or actually, I don't think you can unwrap this. At least I never figured out how to unwrap the curve. But anyways, you got that. If you hit the down here at the edit mode, if you hit this, I'm sorry, beside this, it says rendered there. You can kind of see it in rendered mode there. You can also add smoothing to it by going over here to the where's that smooth here, It'll add like a smoothing texture on it. I think it looks kind of cool. We don't have any light projected really on it really well, so I'm going to play around with all that, but if you want to, you can do it. You just have to go in here and you have to hit Shift A if you're curious. Oh, we gotta get out of edit mode. Get object mode again, Shift A, and you're going to hit lamp, and you're going to set it to like sun. And then you can change the settings over here in the menus, and I just go in here and I change the the colorings and stuff like on it. And it's this one right here. Looks like a sun. And change it to whatever you want it to look like. And just go back down here and render it again. And see, it's kind of yellow because we changed that to yellow. So whatever we change over here is going to modify it accordingly to what we're seeing there. It's real time. It knows. You could also add colors, textures to it. We've done that before. You just click on the objects and click on the material here, and you just name them over here. Rich column 1. Assign it. We'll set a color for it. Orange or something. Assign it. And now you can see, oh, I think I did it right. I've got to highlight the entire thing. That's right. It's a diffuse one. I'm thinking, I never changed out of Blender Render to Cycles. Cycles is different than Blender Render, so I'm so used to Cycles. But anyways, Blender Render, you only have to click the top diffuse. It doesn't use the specular, I guess. But there we got the posts, and we can just assign them. I think we already assigned them. We could do the bridge, tunnel, whatnot. Just hit new there and road. And sign it. Now I'm just using colors because these are going to be colors, but you can change these colors to textures once you add in the actual materials to them. So I got the road and and the little railings there. You have to do it to each individual one, so it might take a moment to go through it all. I'll just say it'd be like the left railing. Assign it. Always set a color and then assign it. And you can also go down here and you can copy these colors here. Play with this thing. You just have to click on them, set the colors for them. That's the right railing. But you get the general idea. This is how you do it, and you go over to the tunnel there, and you want to set it to edit mode, new, tunnel. We can change the color for that one. So now we got all the colors defined, and we can just go back and save it again, and we'll just export it. I want to make sure these nav meshes are all here first. These ones we're not going to bother with, but I just want to make sure that these ones are in. Okay. I guess we could do the top ones. It doesn't really matter, but it would essentially, when you want to unwrap all of them. I'm just doing this to save some time. The video's already an hour. It was turned out to be long. So there we save it again. Now we can just export it. Let's go to File, Export, FBX. And we already have a bridge tunnel FBX under bridge there. We can export. And finally go back to Unity to see our new bridge here. I don't know where we're going to put it, maybe over here somewhere. Just for now, for purposes. And we're going to add it in. So we're going to go up here. I already have a Blender folder for it here I created. And right click here and hit Import New Asset. And it's under Bridge. These are all the objects I created in Blender so far. And call it Bridge Tunnel, FBX. And you'll see it appear over here after it imports it. And there it is. You can hold your middle mouse button down here to kind of see it in the window here. You can use the mouse clicks and do the same thing. And we can just click on it and drag it over here. And we can scale it. Make it bigger. It's already got predefined textures in it too. You got like a tunnel going across the ocean, just like that one too. I think we might have also forgot to do the, yeah I did. I forgot to do the normals on here so you can see it's kind of outside, but you can't see the inside. That's because it's not extruded here. And we might have the directions flipped wrong. But anyways, I wanted to kind of show that to you guys. And make it a bigger bridge than the other one, I guess. And then we could just go in here, we could click on these since we already have materials for these. I'm sorry, we got to click over here in the main window. Click on Bridge Tunnel here. Open this arrow to open it up. We can erase the circle because we don't need that thing anymore, I'm pretty sure. Erase the camera. And just click on Cube and you see how it highlighted all of them. Now we can go over here to this. It opens up in the inspector pane a material down here. Just open it up here and we can drag in whatever you want it to look like. And I have a textures down here from cgtextures.com. You can drag in whatever you want here. Make it look a little dirty or something. Oh, I don't think that one's set to, let me just change it again here. I don't know what I had in that normal map there. I might need to do something with that, but anyways, you get the idea. So you just kind of play with things there, kind of see our little bridge here. And then of course, like we've done before, you can always go here, click on it, and then you can add the meshes and everything so that you can walk on it. So if we click like the, right there, it's the floor right there, we could actually jump up on it. Physics, Mesh Collider, and it'll appear over here, so it adds Mesh Collider. And the railing, do the same thing. And this one, I'm not going to do the middle one, just the longer part. The part where you could fall off that, Mesh Collider. And essentially that's it. We don't really need to bother with the posts. So if we wanted to test it out, we could test it out real quick. Even though we just hit the 1 hour mark. Thanks for bearing with me on all that. They're always long with Unity and Blender. I can see it over there. Can't get me. It's funny watching them. They'll just kind of like wander around the edges and not do anything. Anyways, here it is. This one does already have a mesh collider on it, so you won't be able to walk through this part. I'm going to jump up on this. Hopefully I'm able to jump high enough. I should be able to land on it. And there we go. Now I have my new bridge. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe this channel and look for more videos to come. But yeah, that's essentially what we have is our little bridge there, and you guys can create your own little stuff there. So hopefully that gets you going, and you guys enjoyed this, and I'll look forward to keeping this game moving forward. And yeah, this is Steve Morrow, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.